Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody's well. It's been a while. I've been busy, been doing stuff. It's been a little bit crazy. So those of you that watched the quad cortex video, the last video I did, I appreciate all the feedback on that. And some people were a little bit concerned that I was kind of leaving the Helix world. I'm not doing that. I was just kind of, having a little delve in to see what it was all about. And I did say in the comment section that I was gigging it last weekend, which I did. It held up very well. I was terrified it was going to get, beer swilled. And I think taking it out to gigs is the only thing that is kind of letting it down, because there's no real kind of protective cover for it as such, because then you can't use the touchscreen, which I mentioned in the other video. You should go and watch that. So yes, back on the Helix. These two patches were created for somebody that is in a Toto tribute band, which then I was asked to stand in and play with. I was doing a mix of lead and rhythm, mainly rhythm, and providing some backing vocals as well. So this patch is actually created to kind of just cut through in that mix. There's no solo boost or nothing in there because it didn't need it, but I've left you a snapshot open if you want to do that for this preset. It's called New Luke, obviously. It's not a tone match. The other guy in the Toto band is running a Helix and a QC as well, and he's got all that kind of nailed on. So this is kind of just a little bit of a background Luke-ish kind of patch. So let me run through this one really quick, and then we will take a look at the other one as well. So amp that we're using today is the German Ubersonic, which is the Bogner. Deluxe comp at the front, and there's a mono plastic chorus at the front. There's actually two choruses in this. We'll come to the one in a minute. After that is the Minotaur. Then there is Uns Amplifier. And then there's the calligraphic as well. If you look at Steve Lukather's rig, he has an EQ on his board as well for this very purpose. If you did a rig rundown, 4x12 T75. There's a second Trinity chorus there, which is only activated once. Glitz and dual delay. Kind of set pretty low, to be honest. I didn't need too much of it when I was doing it live. And then just a tile just to give it that oomph at the end. So there's three snapshots. One's called Drive, one's called Lead, which I very rarely use, and the other one is called Roll Off. And that is because you're rolling the volume back on the guitar now and then and kind of just sitting in the background adding bits for the main guitarist. So, disclaimer, there will be absolutely no Toto licks in this because it gets demonetized straight away. And I've got, a hair transplant to save up for and liposuction. So, there we go. All right, so let's take a look at Drive. Again, these are EQ'd to cut through live, so in a studio setting, they're, trying to play everything half a step down. The lead, basically what happens with that is the Minotaur comes on and the drive goes up slightly on the amp. So it's full of sustain, it'll carry through and it'll cut through. That almost vocally kind of sound that you're picking up, it's almost like there's a wah activated, like a cocked wah. What we went for with this, because I built this with the guy that's in the band as well, is we put quite a high mix, 45, on the mono plastic chorus at the front. It just gives it a little bit of life, and this is something I think I'm going to be doing with other patches as well. It kind of hits that plastic chorus in mono, and it just kind of lifts the sound up a little bit, and then you can kind of deal with everything else after that. Roll off, which is the third snapshot. What happens is that plastic chorus goes off, and then the Trinity chorus comes on, and it's pretty much just designed for having the volume rolled off on the back of the guitar and just kind of floating around on the neck pickup. So this will sound like this. Which is nice. It's still got a little bit of grip behind it as well. So that's the first one. Again, remember these are EQ'd for live and for cutting through a band. Our second one is basically just, if we can find it, Toto mild. There we go. This is using the mail order twin. There is a vibe at the front. There's the amp, mail order twin. Nothing too drastic on there. I've kind of took the hum and the ripple off. Left the sag where it was, up the treble a little bit, left the presence, put the calligraphic EQ in there as well. Cab is actually, it's not the cab that comes with the amp when you pull it out of stock form. It's the 4x12 Who What, which I like that cab anyway. Sweep echo for this as well, and then a tile reverb on the end. So there's no glitz or nothing like that, because we didn't want it to be kind of too big. It was kind of just meant to be sitting in the background where it needed to be. All right, so let's take a listen to this. So if you take a look at the sweep delay that we're using for this, I've altered some stuff around in it. I just kind of fiddled and forked about with this a little bit. And it's nice. I'll leave the mic on for this. It's... So there's still plenty of room, obviously, within that preset for you to kind of fiddle around and do your own thing. Again, disclaimer, they were dialed in for kind of a live use. I was using the Line 6 2x12 cab for this. Not too much lead stuff that I was involved in. I was kind of just there to fill out the gaps and, again, do some backing vocals. So there is your two patches. You could take the first preset that we've just done and kind of turn it into your own and create more of a proper dialed in actual artist tone of Lukather, or you could just leave it alone and use it as it is, because I kind of like it. I'm really loving the plastic chorus, which is sat at the front in mono. So as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget, subscribe, do all the good stuff. I will be back soon, alternating between the Helix and the QC. If you're a big Helix fan, you should definitely watch the QC stuff. It kind of, it's interesting. I think it's interesting. And I'll be back soon with some more. So take it easy. See you later.